Good evening. How are we all doing tonight? So who's first? Evening, John. Evening, Paul. Emma, Phil, Ricky Rhubarb. How are you all doing? And John, yes, I have got it. The elderflower cider. DS Magnet Fishing, good evening. Cuddy 211. Sitting on the balcony. I ain't got one of them. Hi, Andy. Worcestershire Magnets, good evening. White Wellies, good evening. Linda from Florida. We've got nice weather for a change as well. We're going to have a nice heat wave over the weekend, apparently. Just wait for a few more of you to pop on. Hi, Callum. Good evening, Darren. How's the legs? Tracy, good evening. Karen, thank you all for joining. Hi, Elizabeth. Mary, good evening. I've been waiting for you. That makes a change for me. Most people run. Hi, Barry. That's very nice of you, Linda. My day's been very lazy. I've quite enjoyed it. Hi, Simon. Hi, Sean. Gaz Blackwell, good evening. So I hope everyone's doing fine. Hope we're all going out. We've got a nice long weekend, so there's plenty of time to get out there and enjoy some of the weather and see what finds you get. Barnsley Magneteers, Yvette, AJ Magnet Fishing, Don, Welsh Reaper Scrap and Casting. Good evening to everybody and thank you all for joining. Hi, Jabba. Blood me sore. Evening, Stephen. It's around 3 p.m. here and it's just gone 8 here, and to be honest, it's quite nice, to be honest with you. Tonight we are on another bottle that I got from JD Dubber, who's on here, and it's Elderflower Cornish Gold. And got to admit, John, you're right, it is really nice. Hi, Dudley Dippers, Scott, Rebecca, Soldier Boy. But everybody, thank you all for joining. I don't know whether you've seen on my Facebook page, I've been playing with magnets this week. And yeah, me and Aaron, we had a bit of a play with some magnets and a forklift, and my advice is do not get your fingers between 360-degree magnets, because we had to jump about literally 2 foot and I had 3 fingers in there, and they're still a bit tender now, and that was on Wednesday. So my advice is if you're playing with 360 magnets, play with them in the water, don't put them in boxes on the floor, because they really, really hurt. But we get in there. We had some very interesting results, actually. Quite surprised by some, a little bit shocked by others as well. So it's a nice mix. We're going to continue to test magnets next week. We've done quite a few. We got some pretty good results from some of them. Like I say, not what was expected from some of them either. But I think you're all going to be quite shocked and quite impressed with some of them. But that'll all be coming in 1 to 2 weeks. But there's a lot to do. We've still got a lot more testing to do on them. But we definitely had fun. Hi, Annie. Trash and Treasures. Rob Ward. I'm trying to think who I haven't said hello to. Planet Yorkshire Magnets. Mary. If I said hello to you before, then I do apologise. You just get another shout out. So it is easy drinking, John, I've got to admit. So let's have a look. Waiting for the video to go live. Oh yes, Wednesday's video is going to be interesting. Yes, we had a bit of fun in Birmingham, as you probably saw on the live. But Yeah, another good day. That wasn't the only thing that was found. There was plenty more besides that as well. David, Leela, Rocky Fish, SJ. There's plenty of you tonight. So let's have a look at which one. Right, so that's everybody. Well, not everybody. That's quite a few years. So we can carry on now. Like I say, we've been testing the magnets, and well, you'll have to wait and see. But Aaron's impressed with one of them. He wants it for his son. So it just shows you that some of them are really good. We're having a bit more trouble testing clamp magnets, because with clamp magnets, when they test them, they always test them from a vertical lift, but obviously we can't do the vertical lift because we don't have a clamp to hold them. Pulling them upright with the clamp on, it's just like using a lever bar, so we're not getting any ideas, but an idea has come up now which we're going to try, so hopefully we'll get a bit more of an accurate reading from those, because they were nowhere near what they're supposed to be. So all will be revealed. We're definitely going to get there. So, as a lot of you are probably aware, if you're a friend of Dan's on Facebook, you'll see he has decided to move on now. He's going to be doing a recreational combat YouTube channel. He's still going to be doing a bit of fishing, so I'm sure you'll find him out and about some places. But he has decided to leave the channel to move on to do something for himself. I will be showing you his video in a minute, because he has asked me to show everybody, just in case some of you are not his friends or didn't know. So I will be showing that, but good luck to him in his future ventures. I'm sure he'll be popping up from time to time. So, right, who we got? Roxana. There's quite a few. Anyone else that's just joined us, thank you all for joining. It's Friday night. It's time for fun. I have a guest tonight, all the way from across the pond, from the USA. Something a little bit different, like to keep it a little bit varied. So that will be coming up in about 7 or 8 minutes. We shall get them on, and you can get to meet somebody from America. What are you smoking? I'm not smoking anything. I'm drinking cider, but what have we got then? Right, let's have a look at some of these comments that have been going by. Oh, it's more. Everybody's not saying hello to me, saying hello to everyone else. That's it. You will catch up then. Right, okay. Let me find this video. Let me play his video now. So I'll play that now while a few more of you come on as well. So let me find it somewhere on my computer. As of so much other stuff on my computer, so let me just find it. I should have moved it somewhere where I could have found it easier, but it's all been very last minute. So I'll play this now, and you can see what it says.
Hi everyone who is viewing this right now. To the people that know me, hi. To the people that don't know me and that are new to Northampton magnet fishing, my name is Dan. I've been here for about 2 years. I've just not been fishing for a year, down to COVID restrictions and everything else that's been going off. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here because I've made a decision, and it's one of the most difficult decisions I've ever had to make, ever. Some people who are close friends to me probably already know why I'm making this video. But to the people that don't, I've come down with the most difficult decision to leave Northampton magnet fishing. To be honest, it's not a decision I've ever wanted to make. I've thoroughly enjoyed the channel. Some people probably didn't like me on the channel. Some people probably did, but this decision comes down to me personally. I felt I've not really been part of the channel, I guess, for a long time now. I've just not been part of the channel. Just didn't feel it. I guess all I've got to say is I've thoroughly enjoyed entertaining everyone for for the past 2 years. And, you know, God, I thoroughly enjoyed entertaining everyone for, it's me saying 2 years, but I've not been here for a year. I thoroughly enjoyed entertaining everyone for about a year. And the channels, I've enjoyed it. Me personally, I've joined. I started the channel. Well, Nigel started it, but he brought me on. You know, the story behind that is I had a bad relationship breakup, and my dad did move away, and Nigel brought me on, and it just cheered me up. But you know, it's been great. I've enjoyed every single moment here. But is it the end of me on YouTube? No, it's not. Here it is. But I'm going to be joining another channel with 3 other my mates called Recreational Combat. We are going to be doing a paintball channel. And is it the end of me magnet fishing? No. I'm still going to be going to fishing meets. I'm just going to be fishing with everyone else. So I just thought I'll make this video just to let everyone know. And it's a decision that me and Nigel came to as well. So for now, I guess it's goodbye from me. And yeah, see you guys later.
So there we go. That was Dan's little message. Like I say, he's already got a YouTube channel with his Music Brags. If you haven't checked that out, head over to YouTube and you will see Music Brag. That's one of Dan's channels, and he's now going to be doing recreational combat. So he's going to be out there diving through the woods, shooting him and his friends. So that should be interesting for him. But good luck to you in the future, Dan, for your future projects. And like everyone says, it won't be the last time we see him. I can guarantee you that. Right, let's have a look who came on through the live. The comments were coming by. I'll say it again. Hi, Soldier Boy. Yeah, you don't need to say it again. Yeah, I was just waiting. I weren't going to be talking through that. Let's have a look. That's it. Follow your dreams. At the end of the day, he will do. I mean, he's got hungry for this now, and I think, you know, he'll move on. He'll be back. You'll see him, and once he's got that other channel up and running, I'll share it on here, and you can all go and have a look at him hiding in the undergrowth, shooting people. I'm sure he's going to love it. But I will be seeing him again. We haven't fell out. You know, a lot of people think that it's probably, you know, that we fell out. It's not that at all. I am going to be going out with him soon because there's a place where he needs to handle some stuff and needs lifting out. So be heading down for that as well. Let's have a look. So we've got hi Donna, hi Keith, hi Cindy, Ma. I don't know who I've said hello to. So just good evening to everybody. Thank you for joining. Let's have a look. There we go. There we go. Right, I think that let's bring our guest on. Let's bring on our guest, and you can have a chat with somebody different for a change. So bear with me. Let's just find him, give him a call. Good evening, Cliff and SJ.
Hey.
So here we have our radio sponsor from America. We have Cliff and we have SJ. Cliff also has a YouTube channel, which is In the Field with Sarge. So if you haven't seen that, head over there. He does some crazy things. He goes and sleeps in the snow. So how are we doing then?
Doing great. How are you guys?
Very well. Our first international guest on the show.
Just want to wish Dan the best of luck. That was a very emotional video, and it took a lot of courage to put it up. Even my service dog was getting a little upset over the emotion. So he was worried and wanting to know who was sad and needed to be cheered up.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that. So let's start with Cliff. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I don't know where to begin. I'm an Army veteran.
How many years
from
was
New
that?
York. I did 13 years in the Army. I did 2 tours in Iraq during the Gulf War. When I left the military, I became a police officer in Texas, and I did that until I was hurt on the job, and I did that for about 8 years.
So you've been busy boy then?
For most of my life, yes. I've never had a dull moment. I've been around the world 3 times, and I've seen places that are just totally amazing, and of course some places that I think God forgot about.
Yeah, I can understand what you're saying. You know, not a thing that a lot of people could stand, but fair play to you. You did your bit, which is more than a lot of people can say, and I think, you know, for what you faced day in and day out, that must have been a difficult time for you.
It was a very difficult time for me.
But look at you now. You look all relaxed, and you've got a YouTube channel, and you go sleeping in the snow.
Yeah, I go sleeping in the rain too, and 50-mile-an-hour winds.
We'll come back to you in a minute. And SJ, I believe you've come from a military background as well.
I'm an Army veteran as well. I'm also a retired firefighter paramedic with 25 years on the job. I am now the owner of Outcast Radio worldwide and Two Girls in a Zoo Artisan Soap Company.
You two are very busy, haven't you? You've had very busy lifestyles.
Absolutely.
And did you meet from the Army? Is that how you met, or?
No. No. When I was a firefighter, I was doing an in-service in Texas, and I got pulled over numerous times by the same cop.
Cliff, was you abusing your position?
No, not at all, sir. I was pulled on the side of a backcountry road, eating my lunch and getting my paperwork squared away, and somebody tweaked my radar doing 30 miles an hour above the speed limit. I had every right and authority to pull her ass over.
And how long was that? How long ago was that then?
22 years ago.
And look at you now, both sitting there smiling on the North Ants Live on a Friday night.
Yeah, that was a fun time. That was definitely a fun time. And to this day, I still say I should have put her ass in jail.
Oh, only you could say that, Cliff. Only you could say that. So, but now you. So,
but
what?
Instead, she stuck with me.
I fed him once and he never left.
You found his weak spot, did you? So, Outcast Radio. Tell us a bit about Outcast Radio. How did that come about?
Outcast Radio started as a podcast. And we have friends and family in the music industry. And my partner, Jeff, and I were kicking it around that maybe we should do something different. There were bands that needed to airplay that weren't getting it. The pandemic had started. We started about a year ago. We were tired of commercials. We were tired of hearing anything to do with everything that was going on in the world, and said, why not? So out of pocket, we started Outcast Radio and decided that we would build a family based upon the same morals and beliefs, mental health. We help each other. Everybody benefits. And music is one of the biggest healers on the planet. So if we could help people heal through music, then that's what we were going to do. We did, we got with you guys because your morals and beliefs are the same as ours. Mental health matters. One of the biggest things out there besides music for mental health is what you guys do, magnet fishing. You get out, you get your exercise. Some days there you get some sun. You recover it's the same thing. So working together, we can make a difference.
I quite agree. Couldn't have said it better myself. And hence your slogan, we do what we want. Because the radio channel at the moment, you've got an Android app, I believe, haven't you? Is it Android you've got it on? You have, but not on the Apple Store yet. Not on the App Store.
Unfortunately, the problem with Apple is you have to have what's called a developer ID, because none of us are programmers and can't get that Apple developer ID. We don't have an Apple app for the station. You can still listen through your browser.
Yep.
Still pull it up in the browser. But Android users, there is an app in the Google App Store. Just search, I think it's Outcast Radio Worldwide, and it'll pull right up for you.
With a K, not a C.
With a K. Outkast.
There we go. And Cliff, do you have any involvement of this, or do you just do as you're told?
No, I do a little bit of organizing, a little bit of help. We are working on getting me a slot so I can even have a shot at trying to be a DJ. And a better way to promote, our Facebooks from the entire family, everyone's, I was thinking about maybe doing a bit, where we can just do promos for all the different Outcast family members, things like that, a little bit of music on the side. Of course, my Facebook channel, I do promote mental health awareness geared towards veterans and getting them readjusted to civilian life and getting them out. So trying to use the two medias together to try to get that word out.
Yeah.
Definitely a big thing.
Because you do work with a charity, don't you, for the military charities?
We do on occasion, Wounded Warrior Project. We do some fundraisers and promos. There's a bunch of them out there. I do support our VA and our VA hospitals. As bad as the care is, that's the reason why I support them, so they can improve the care that they're giving to our veterans and to their families.
And it's not just about veterans in the U.S. It's about veterans worldwide. We all need to support each other. It doesn't matter what country you're in or what branch you are in. We all witnessed heinous things to some extent, and we need to support each other.
Couldn't agree more.
Scars might be different, but they're definitely the same.
That's it. It's all things that no one really wanted to see, but they did it, for their own reasons. So, difficult decision, obviously something we've never had to encounter in Britain, to be honest with you. It's not like the days of national service where you had no choice to do it and that. And I think probably it did make better people back then. I think a bit of discipline probably helped, but obviously it's good in some respects because it shows we're not always ready to go to war. Something that's never a good thing, and it's it just destroys lives at the end of the day. But you did what you did for the right reasons, and that's the way it is, I suppose. But you've got to move forward. But if you can give back to some of them people that are not finding it as easy as you two, because you've got each other, I'm sure you've had your ups and downs, but there is a lot of people out there that don't have somebody to turn to, and I think that's what makes the difference, just having that ear open for people to listen to.
And our direct messages are always open. Anybody that wants to reach out to us can, either through the radio station, through our YouTube channels, or through our private messenger on Facebook.
There we go then. Brilliant. And the radio channel, I'm surprised it's still going, because you let us lot on there. We're not scared all your listeners off, letting me...
Oh, no. You guys actually have fans. You do. You have fans. So, and I want to give a quick shout out to Graham Pickering. Graham is one of the most incredible people on the planet. He is so sweet. He supports everything that we do at Outcast, through Two Girls in His Dew, through In the Field with Sarge, Northants, Rusty Nuts, Peaky Dippers, Peaky Diggers. Graham is there for all of us. And if there were more people like Graham in the world, it would be a better place.
And I hear he gets up at silly o'clock in the mornings just to listen to you.
He does.
There we go. You've got a definite fan from Britain then.
Hey, I'll take it.
You'll take it. Do you ever have any idea of your audience, what sort of country's from? Is there any way you can tell?
We do. We have a dashboard through the station that shows where our listeners are from, how long they've listened. It gives us a lot of demographics. We have right now listeners from, of course, the U.S. and the U.K. We have listeners from Japan, Lithuania, Russia, the Ukraine, oh my goodness, the Netherlands. The list goes on and on. Australia, the list goes on and on.
Well, that's good. So your word is getting out there. You know, the goal you wanted to achieve, you are achieving.
Absolutely. We have quadrupled listenership in the last 6 months.
Brilliant.
You have to understand, okay, we're not a sponsored radio channel, so we don't make an income.
No.
So all of this is from, just the love of, music, the love of getting the message out there. There's no money to be made here.
No, it costs us money.
Yeah.
And just like with sponsoring you guys, there's no payments that exchange hands.
Right.
There's nothing. We share airtime. We share, our friendship, which is developed into more of a love like family. And we cherish that. To us, that's worth $1 million. We're not in it to make any money.
Right.
And we're definitely not sponsored, on our channels as well. We're not monetized. We're not making any money. All of our testing and equipment and all of that comes out of pocket for the love of what we do.
Right.
And that's it. It's not always about the money. It can work both ways.
When money is involved, it becomes a job.
Yeah.
And I don't want something to become a job. I want it to be a passion.
I think also it takes some of the fun out of it.
Absolutely.
And also when you're in that stage of running a business, it tends to mean you'll buy a lot more stuff that you don't actually need, then you get debts, and then you can't just stop it.
You live beyond your means.
Yeah.
And I am not one to live beyond my means.
No, best way, because that just makes you miserable. And, you're
Right.
trying to promote the good things in life and you're falling backwards yourself. So I quite agree with what you're saying, but we appreciate it. I mean, to be actually able to say anything to you and you put it on the radio, not what I expected. Usually someone says, I want to go on the radio. You don't get that option. And we appreciate
Right.
everything you do for us in that respect, because it's free advertising for us. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if it helps us and it helps you, I mean, I know you said about us DJing, but I really don't think that'd be a good idea.
And the way I look at it is this way: if one person picks up on your guys' channel, if one person watches and they become interested in it and it saves their mental health, it saves their life, it was well worth it.
Yeah, and money can't buy that.
No.
It definitely saved mine, and that's why I use that slogan every time I interact with people. Thank you for all that you do. That term means more than just thank you. It means thank you for saving me, and that's why I use it so often.
We thought it was just the American thing, but tonight I'm going to get to say that to you at the end, and that's going to mean more to me. So, so with the station as well, there is no holds barred, is there? You will play absolutely anything, won't you?
Anything.
As long as it's not political.
We
Don't
absolutely
allow
nothing
politics.
political. However, music-wise, we have everything that ranges from Johnny Cash to Pantera. Our DJs play whatever they want to play when they want to play it.
Yeah.
If they're in the mood to play Frank Sinatra, they can play Frank Sinatra and then follow it up with Drum Tank. Nobody cares. It's all about variety.
And that's one thing you never get from any other channel. They have playlists,
Right.
They have sort of set things. So when Steve comes to you with his Elvis list, that won't be an issue then.
Not an issue at all. We got him covered.
Even got extra bail money.
For his jailhouse rock, yeah?
There you go.
So, SJ, you do soap that looks good enough to eat. How
Yeah, I probably should
did you
that,
get
huh?
into soap?
Our daughter and one of our grandsons couldn't use commercially purchased soap, because of an autoimmune issue. And I thought about it one day and went, it can't be that hard. So I started to make soap, and it was more for them. And then my daughter basically said, Mom, people need this. You need to get it out there. So I figured, why not? Throw caution into the wind and let's try it, see what happens.
And your soap is called?
The brand is Two Girls and a Zoo. However, we make different scents and such. We make the Rusty Nuts Pine Tar soap for the Rusty Nuts channel for Steve. Right now, we finished Peaky Suds for Peaky Dippers, and we're working on Northants. However, we did make an order for your daughter that you have in your possession that you get to open this weekend.
Yes, and I will probably show everybody that next week, because I remember the parcel you sent us at Christmas. We stood in a car park in Nottingham opening it, and we was trying to work out, had we got nuggets or was it soap? Because it looked so good. It looked good enough to eat.
And we try and make it smell as nice as well. I mean, that's kind of the one place in the world where nobody's going to bother you, and you can take time and take that breather is in the shower, in the bath. Yep. So make sure you enjoy being there.
I think that
the aromatherapy as well.
So for all the ladies on here, if you fancy rubbing yourself with Rusty Nuts soap, then where can they get it from? Where is it available?
We do have a Facebook page too, TWO, Girls and a Zoo. The link to our Etsy store is there. We also offer international shipping as well. As a matter of fact, Graham ordered from us, and he should be having that in the next few days. Well, so we do ship international.
Right, okay then. So look at that. So if you fancy some soap, head over to Facebook to Two Girls in a Zoo. That's the spelling 2, not the number 2. And have a look what they do. Have you got everything on there? Do you have all the different ones on there? Is that more your progress page of what's going on?
Well, on the Facebook page, we do post the links to our YouTubes for our videos showing the soap actually being made, so people can see what's in it and what actually goes into it. On the right side of the page is a link to our store. If you click on that link, it shows all the product we have up at the time.
Right, there we go then. So, and there is quite a selection as well.
We try and keep no less than 14 types of soap in stock.
Do you do requests if people want it? I know you did for me.
We do special requests, we do batch orders, we do large orders. Nothing is too big or too small. It's all about getting quality product out to people at a decent price.
And she has camping soap too.
I have camping soap too.
Some of the places you go, I'm not surprised she needs it. Does she make you stand out on the porch with your bucket of water and your soap before she lets you in? We'll get onto your camping in a minute. We'll talk to the lady first. This is my chance to pull her over.
Well, put her ass in jail this time.
What, and give you an easy life? Not a chance. You'd never survive without this good lady cooking your dinners. I've seen what she's always cooking for you.
Yeah.
He only says that because I will admit I'm a little mouthy. It gets away from me sometimes. I don't have a filter. And one of the sentences that fell out of my mouth after he pulled me over the second time was, "Screw you, bacon boy." So I probably deserved it. This is a true story.
And after all these years, he's still next to you.
We started out backwards. We hated each other first.
I'm not surprised he kept pulling you over when you were speeding. You was just trying to have fun.
Who thought he would be there the same time every day for 4 days?
Convenient,
My
wasn't
lunchtime.
Right, come on then, Cliff. Let's talk about your YouTube channel. In the Field with Sarge. Gate crash again. He does that. Go away. Just every week, as you probably know. So, you've got a YouTube channel. You weren't going to do that. I think we sort of pushed you into that one, didn't we?
No, you guys, I mean, I saw how much fun you guys were having. going out and doing what you love, you know. So I had gone through some very big strides medically and physically, and now I was capable to be able to go out and do the things that I like to do. So I saw how much fun you guys were having doing what you love, so hey, I figured I'd give it a shot. And I didn't realize how big it was going to go.
Editing was your biggest fear, I believe, wasn't it? Something that you hadn't done before.
Yeah.
But you learn. You have to learn.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's human nature. We all have fear of the unknown. And until you face the unknown, you know, it's going to be there. But if we want to be cautious in everything we do, we're never going to get anywhere in life.
Exactly. If you want something,
everybody
go for
out
it.
there, if there's something you want to do, something you want to try, go for it.
Do it before you don't have the time to do it. Make the time.
And if you don't succeed and fail, just do it again until you do succeed.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. So tell us about your channel. What do you do, Cliff? We've only got half your head as well, Cliff. Cause obviously.
Oh.
There we go. Yeah. It's like we're talking to one nostril, one eye, and half a mouth.
Sorry, I was just so relaxed. I started sliding down in this couch. But my channel, In the Field with Sarge, you have to understand the term in the field. In the military, when you were in garrison or stationed at a military base, and you were going out for training in the field, that's what they called it. I'll be in the field next week. I'll be in the field with the battalion. I'll be in the field with Sarge. So I just continued that. And, you know, in the field with Sarge, as we go out into the woods or we go out into my backyard and we test and try out different techniques for camping, survival, you know, hiking, all of that. And we do honest reviews and show some DIY tips. I even make a homemade tent stove.
You've made a few of them, haven't you? Different ones.
Oh, I made 7. I made 7 different types of tent stoves out of so many different things. I even made a tent heater out of a computer case.
Recycling at its finest.
Absolutely.
You know, I've done one out of a paint can. You can make them that small. You can make them big. I had a filing cabinet that I made into a stove.
But when you go out, you don't do what normal people do. Look at the weather. You just go.
The weather is relevant. Going into the field in the military, and every veteran will know, it doesn't matter. If it ain't raining, you ain't training. You know, things like that. So you try to learn to survive in every different kind of climate. You know, I'm a jungle expert from the military, winter survival I've done so many different types of training in the military. Why not put it to good use? You know, you can still have fun camping in a downpour.
Yeah.
Or in 10 degrees, you know, it doesn't matter.
Not so much in gale force winds, though.
Yeah, 50-mile-an-hour winds like I had last weekend was kind of rough. But, you know, and with winds like that, you have to worry about, you know, the widowmaker tree branches breaking off and falling on you and, you know, things like that. And it does affect the wildlife in the area, too. And it is bear season, and as you saw, I did come prepared for that. But
yeah, you got a lot of interest in that gun, didn't you?
I do. I have a federal firearms license where I can purchase, you know, old military firearms. I'm a collector. So this one I checked out. I had another certified gunsmith check out. The gun itself had been arsenal refinished before it was put on the market. So it was just a great piece of history, and the ability to shoot it. And you know, I did do some video, and still being new to this, didn't realize that my battery was dead while I was shooting firing the rifle. So we did lose some footage of that, but hopefully I'll make up for it. I have an AK-47 I want to get out and test fire. So, and I have a 37 millimeter grenade launcher that I want to test out some
I
rounds.
need to come and stay. I need to have a go with these.
Yeah.
The nearest I've got to gun over is a staple gun or a mastic one, because a little bit different here, but as you just flow it quite normally because it's just everyday to you. To us, it just sounds quite unusual. I just don't. Same with you. If you had to come over here, I think you'd think, what's wrong with these people? They don't protect themselves.
Well, it's all about getting over cultural differences and things like that. Some folks are into that, some folks aren't. It's different strokes for different folks.
Yep.
And each their own, and hey, do what you got to do to be happy.
That's it, and that's what it's all about, and that's what life is. It's one big game. You play it for so long, so you've got to enjoy it while you can, haven't you? Because no one knows when it's going to be game over. So,
Absolutely.
And you got to make the most of it. And with your camping, you enjoy that. It makes you feel good about yourself. Maybe you're pushing yourself to the limit just to prove a point to yourself as well. Sometimes I think that's a good thing. It keeps you active. It's no point in just sitting back and let life pass by. You've got to keep pushing yourself. So
right. You just got to keep going forward. Every day is a new day. You start clean every day. And it's just a matter of what you do with the day that makes it count.
Yeah, that's it. So back to your camping. You was cooking pizza.
I do on occasion. I haven't done any pizza cooking in my videos. I did a review of some camp meals and a military meal that was a pizza, which, I didn't like either. But it's food, it's palatable. If you're starving, that's gourmet.
That's it.
Of all of the newer MREs out there, that's probably my least favorite.
So when you've been out on that, have you lived off the wild? Do you find that? Do you do that sort of thing?
I do to an extent, but not. If I had to, I will.
Yeah.
Basically, in my videos, I don't really talk about it too much because you have to be careful. There are some things that are similar that aren't as good, and that can be dangerous. So I don't want to promote something until I can actually make that point 100%, so there's no accidents. Oh, well, Sarge said this was safe.
Yeah, I get that. So, have we got any big plans for the channel? You got anything? You're not going to go SJ? You don't fancy a camping trip with him?
I do. I just have so much going on between the soap and the grandbabies and everything, and now we're actually starting a new line as well. It's part of Two Girls in a Zoo. It's gonna be called Tie Dye the Tot, where we offer tie-dyed baby clothes and toddler clothes with an adult line coming soon. So we're growing, we're expanding, and trying new things. I mean, why not?
Do you ever stop?
No.
I mean, because whenever we seem to call you, you seem to be in the kitchen cooking something.
Or doing the dishes, or I've always got something going. And that's another thing. I want everybody to know, do things that make you happy. We all have jobs, we all have things, and basically we're selling off little bits of our time. Don't work a job you hate. Don't work for people who don't appreciate you. It's not the way to go. It took me a long time to figure that lesson out. I don't want to pass that out there. Don't do it. It's not worth being miserable over.
Good advice. I still love my job. Every day is like a school day. I learn something new and I enjoy it. I've worked for many big companies, and I started working for myself now 8 years ago, because you sit there, you do all the work, you watch them get rich, and you think, why am I doing it for someone else?
Absolutely.
And I got to the stage where it became a chore, not a job. I wasn't enjoying it, but it became the normal, and I think we all get lost in normal and we sit back and let life pass us by. And it's only when you come out of it and you look back in and you realise how miserable you were. I don't think you realise while you're doing it, because it's the norm, you don't realise. And now when I look back at it and think, I should have done it years ago. I shouldn't have put my last job I stuck at for 13 and a half years. And I didn't realise, I thought I loved the job, but I didn't. It was the norm, and because it was the norm, life just kept going by. So, you know, now I've got my own business. I'm an auto electrician. I've got my son working with me. What could be better?
Yeah, there you go. And if you love doing what you're doing, you'll never work a day in your life.
And the other thing is this, it doesn't matter if you drive a Chevrolet or a BMW. In the end, we all end up in the same place.
Give me the Chevrolet any day.
Absolutely.
So
I don't know. I kind of like them Beamers.
But this comes from a man that drives the identical car to Steve Forrest. The only problem is yours is broke because the steering wheel's on the wrong side.
No. Mine is on the correct side.
So Steve's is broke then.
It's a great car. It really is. The Kia Sportage. It's got 4-wheel drive. I've taken it places I was afraid to take pickups. So, you know, it's a great little car.
It's even the same colour.
Yeah, same color.
Same
too.
colour.
Yeah. Same year, I believe, too.
Thing is, I find with them, I don't work on many Kias because, from my opinion, the best cars in the UK are Kias and Hyundais because they never break. The only thing is when they do, the parts are more expensive because they don't mass produce aftermarket parts because they never break.
Well, and we found out too, you can't buy parts, you have to buy parts for a Hyundai.
Right, okay.
We ran into that the other day. When you're searching for a Kia part, you're never going to find it. You have to put it in for a Hyundai.
Well, at least in the American
system.
Yeah, well, it is the same country. They just trade under two different names, but yeah, they're not everybody's cup of tea. I think over the last few years, they've definitely designed them to look a bit prettier because they used to be like wardrobes on wheels, and I think that's probably why they were slow starting. But when you look at the features the Korean cars have, and you look at the quality of the build, a 7-year warranty over here, you've got to have confidence in a car to do that. And there we go. You know.
Well, they run on a better quality of rice.
Yeah, and there's me saying how wonderful they are. So what do I own? A Ford and a Vauxhall. You know, so but cars over in America, they're much cheaper. Your cars are much cheaper.
Yes and no. It depends. I don't even remember. Back in 2009, when we bought the Sportage, I think it was $25,000 that we paid.
$25,000.
Yeah,
I don't know
$25,000. Yeah.
what the conversion is.
But that was 2009.
That was expensive.
See, they're not cheaper.
But yeah, the thing is, you have muscle cars, you have big cars. I bet yours isn't a 2.2 litre diesel, is it?
No, I've got a Kia Forte with turbo.
2 turbos.
So, what would be your ideal car? What would be your dream car?
For me,
Yeah.
1967 GTO.
Yes. I do actually know what that is. And Cliff?
There's so many that I really, really like. The 56 Thunderbird is great. You know, the Lexus DS500, that's 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, you know.
That'd knock your hat off, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think my ultimate dream vehicle for myself personally, though, would probably be something like a Unimog or a 5-ton cargo truck, or maybe even a Humvee. You know,
A tank?
That's just me.
You'd probably like a tank.
Yeah, I could pack a lot of gear in a deuce and a half. You know, so.
And then he'd take Steve with him, so, you know, hey.
I don't think someone liked the Thunderbird because we got our first thumb down when you said Thunderbird. Either that or it's my fan club. Good evening, thank you for joining. This is Cliff and SJ from Outcast Radio.
We appreciate you.
That's it, we appreciate your view. So, magnet fishing. Now, when you go out on your little camping trips, you must be near water.
Oh yeah.
We've really got to put a magnet in your hands.
Yeah, I don't have a magnet, and every time I go out and I see a bit of a historical area, I always bring that up. I don't have a magnet. All of my investments are into camping equipment and things like that to test. But yeah, I don't have a magnet as of yet.
We'll take care of that. We're going to sort you one out, mate.
Wow.
And you can see what it's like just to have no cares in the world and go home stinking like a river.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome. Right, let's just have a look at some of these comments that have been going by. The favourite car thing, that got a few things. I see Mr. Forrest, 69 Charger. Yes, I've worked on a few of them. Some of them with engines that stick out the bonnet by about 2 foot with big blowers on. General Lee, I've worked on a few of them as well. So, done a few of those.
They're virtually impossible to find in the U.S. now.
I know somebody's got 3 of them over here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, the thing is, when they brought that film out, they smashed up just about the last remaining ones, didn't they?
They were using, I think, 69s, late 68s, and early 70s, and they went through tons of cars for that.
That's it. A film that killed the car. It don't sound right, does it?
No, it's wrong.
Yeah, they would wreck at least one per episode, for doing their stunts and things like that.
But I used to love it on a Saturday for us. Couldn't beat the Dukes of Hazzard. So, Keith Pointer, 1960 Mini. Have you been in a Mini? One of the original ones.
Our kid owns one. They suck.
What is wrong with it? It's a British classic. The car was designed for families who just hadn't got a lot of money. It was the basic, cheap, affordable family car.
Until the turbo goes out in it, and you have to replace that in the U.S. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, that car is really not designed for American highways.
It's not.
It's not. I mean, if you're going up through the mountains or through, some kind of canyon, I can get it. But for some of our interstates that are just long and straight away, that like a chainsaw would drive me nuts.
I know what you mean. But it's all right because they progressed into the thing called the Metro. The Austin Metro, you see. I don't think they would have got to America because most of them rusted away within 12 months.
The Geo Metro?
No, the Austin Metro or the Rover Metro. What about a 68 Stingray, Ron said?
65 is better. I like the way the fenders are.
I've worked on a early 70s Stingray. I've spent a lot of time rewiring one of them. That's all done in a metal flake plate paint. It's quite an unusual one, but don't like working on them. They're too low. They're too long to lean over the bonnet when you're doing wiring. It gives you severe backache. Right, let's have a look then. What else have we got then? Well, I think that's the cars. I did see someone did put a Metro Monte Carlo down here. I did actually see that. Yeah, they were a bit of a rare old beast. Drove a Mini in the RAF back in 1979. You say, look, it's a Mini. Over here, you see all these people, they wanted to relive their youth. They got, when they were kids, they used to see these Minis. Their parents used to travel. And they've got to buy one. And now they're thousands of pounds. For a car, they cost more now than they did back new in the 60s. It's crazy. The price of some of the cars in this country, all the what they call the old school Ford boy racers car, the hot hatches, a Mark 1 Escort had a retail value of £2,000 in the 60s. Now they're selling up to £90,000.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't drive nice then, so they're going to drive no better now, but they're just worth so much money. I remember cars I had that I used to think that was quick in its day, 130 mile an hour was quick. Now I have a people carrier that apparently goes quicker.
And you have to know, like the Sportage, you could buy it brand new, drive it off the lot, down the street, and try to resell it, and you'll never get the money you paid for it. You know, and it'll be only minutes old.
But yet our son's 1977 Ford F-250 sitting in the driveway is worth the way it sits like $13,000. You know?
Yeah, so go figure.
I know, it is shocking. It is shocking what some of these older cars are selling for now, because they're investments for people. All they've got to hope is they don't spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in your case, and the market crashes, because then it's going to be one of the worst investments ever. You know, but I think...
And it's another thing too. The old cars didn't come with computers. They didn't have the problems that the newer cars have. Basically, anybody could pull out a manual and figure out how to fix their car up until, what, the mid-'80s, I think, when they started?
No, it was earlier than that.
Yeah, so, yeah, it
is true.
I want something I can work on.
It is true. There is so much more to go wrong with the car now, and I think that's why the case there will never be a classic car again in the degree of what we've got now, because they're all too fancy. You know, they're all loaded with all these emissions controls, airbags, all the things that you just didn't get in a car. And, you know, you've got one more thing to go wrong. I see this all the time, because that's all I do. Modern day cars are not built to last. They're all built with a life expectancy of 10 years. Because the idea is in 10 years' time they'll have found a way of getting the emissions lower, and they want to try and get them all off the road. So we are in a disposable world, and, you know, in my case, I look at people that are spending £100,000 on a Range Rover and think, they want you to scrap that in 10 years. That's a lot of money to throw away, £10,000 a year. It's a car. You know, and this is why, and I think that's why the market is getting so strong, because people want these classics, because they are classics.
Right.
The cars they grew up in.
Exactly, yeah.
It's nostalgia as well.
Yep. Okay, Jody's put here, the 1963 Stingray with a split window. That'll mean more to you than it does me.
Choice. That was when the Stingrays were Stingrays.
There we go. So what was your first car then?
My first car was a 1979 Dodge Dart Swinger.
Whatever that is.
Mine was a 1973 AMC Gremlin.
Okay, so there we go. For all
that
the
car's worth like $50,000 right now.
For all the people on here from America, you might actually understand what they're talking about, but to me, very nice, yeah. One thing what I do remember is, now a long time ago, I actually got to sit in the car that was using Christine, the movie. That came over to the UK, and it was at a show, and it was, do you want your photo taken in it, and that was a big old bus, that was. That's the thing with American cars, they're big, you know, and I don't know, everything in America has to be bigger, that's what they say, but I mean, it just amazes me, when I'm working on some of these American cars, you get a British classic, and yeah, there's a bit of room under the bonnet. With the Americans, you sort of step over the front bumper and walk around the engine bay and fix the engine. There's so much room in them, nothing's compact. Where a modern day car, everything's compact. You can't see anything. So times really have changed, you know, to show you that what cars, how they used to be serviceable, they're not serviceable anymore. Not without equipment. And a friend of mine that works in the motor trade, he works for one of these big part suppliers, and they've just merged with an American company. And he asked him, he says, how much of your business is between retail and trade? And he said, well, our trade is like 82% is what we sell parts to, and 18% to the general public. And he said, this American guy just looked at me as if I was lying, because in America, it's 75% of the public buy the parts, 25% to trade. He says, because people do it themselves out there. People like to do that sort of thing. And it just shows you the difference in Britain. Because we don't have a lot of the older cars, in America you seem to see a lot older cars on the road. You know, people hang on to them for years because they last, don't they? And you just you don't get that.
We're a generation of we fix things that are broken until they can't be fixed anymore. We don't just go buy something new just because something's broken and we don't want to mess with it. I mean, it's that way with cars or appliances or anything at that point.
Does that mean you're tight?
I'm a Jew.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
Well, I think it has a lot more to do with the cultural differences too. In America, there's, especially the younger generation coming up, it's the disposable things, quick and easy, fast and now. So with cars, if a car is broke, most of the time they'll get rid of it and get something else. Instead of taking the time to fix it themselves, they'll spend the money to either buy another vehicle or to pay for a mechanic to fix it. And from what I see, from what my perception of the UK is, people have a tendency to take care of their things a little bit better, and they maintain them a little bit better. And I'm not bad-mouthing Americans, this is the social differences that I see. We're quick and easy, and you guys kind of, take care of your things a little bit better than we do, except what they throw in the canals and you put it out.
Yeah.
That's mostly.
Yeah, we do have a lot of tipping grounds in the UK, and it has unfortunately become ponds, rivers and canals, because it's that old story. Put it in there, no one will ever find it. Well, unfortunately, we're here now, and we're finding it. And, all these bad things from over the years, everyone thought never be seen again. Throw it in the deepest quarry, anything. They're being found. And, each pull at a time, we are clearing it. And there is now thousands of us doing this. And I think it's got to the stage where we will run out. But that's a good thing.
Right.
I
don't think you'll ever run out, because people are gonna continue to do the same thing. They've been doing it since the dawn of time, basically. You put it under the water and it disappears, out of sight, out of mind. And then you guys come along, and the service you're doing by cleaning up the waterways and the environment is an invaluable service. It's something that I wish a lot of other people would take up here in the U.S. We have bodies of water here that are just horrible because of that fact. Out of sight, out of mind, throw it in the water.
It is a sorry state to think of it. But I think with the UK and things like that, it's not all proceeds of crime. I think the biggest problem is it's so awkward to dispose of rubbish. You could, even like when we go to our local tip to put rubbish, maximum 3 trips a day. So, if you're trying to have a big clear out, you can only do 3 trips to that tip. So then, and the limited hours they're opening, like 5 days a week, limited hours. I know it's not right, but you can see sort of why people are doing it. Because they can't get rid of their rubbish.
Nigel. It's the same.
And then you've got other people that want to clear it, but they've got to then pay to tip it. So these people say they're going to tip it, take it away, and they tip it where they shouldn't. Because it's free money then, effectively, because they've not got paid to dispose of it. And unfortunately, that's the way it's got now with life, that everybody wants to make a quick buck. And if they can do that, and generally what happens is if the stuff gets found and there's your address on it, you're the one that actually gets prosecuted, not the person that took it. Which is wrong, and I think, everything needs to change to make this easier. We can all become a better place if people, work together with one another and they give you more choice. And at the moment, there is no choice. Well, there is always a choice, but, and that's why I think a lot of it does it. But like you say, once it's in the water, as far as people are concerned, you're not going to see it again. But it's coming back. We're getting it. One pull at a time, as the saying goes. Right, let's have a look then. I did see a few people have got cars here. We own a 70 Ford Ranger F100.
Hey, Ford, yeah, it's a good truck.
Steve said we weren't allowed to relive his youth. Oh well. Donna's car was an Escort Mark 1. That was her first car, classic car. You should have put it in the garage when you finished with it, Donna. It would be worth a fortune. 1981 Thunderbird sat in my driveway doing nothing. You see, look, we've started a car talk now. A simple thing like that, yeah. Right, let's have a look then. So, good evening, anyone else that's joined us. This is Cliff and SJ from the USA, Outcast Radio. They are our sponsor. Cliff also has a channel called In the Field with Sarge. If you want some camping trips and see what a crazy man does in the cold weather, then head over there and have a look. SJ, she makes soap as well, which she sells, which is Two Girls in a Zoo. And if you go on to Facebook, you will find her on there, and also it's available to ship worldwide. Believe me, when you see it and smell it, you'll want to eat it, because we've already had a load of it and it is too good. One day we're going to eat that, and I know we are. So Steve had a Mark III Cortina 2000E, another classic car, look. A Renault 12. So you wouldn't know about half of these, you see. You know, because when I went to America, I saw a Ford Focus, and believe me, it was not the Ford Focus I was used to seeing. It was a totally different car. You know, Mark II Fiesta, another classic now, selling for silly money. All the little ones, all the ones that, you know, we all smashed up and set fire to, I mean, sent to scrapyards when we finished with them and things like that. I mean, they're all worth a lot of money now. It's amazing, this is. You know, like an Astra Mark II GTE. I can't believe how many of them got destroyed. Not by me, though, I can actually say that. 1275 Mini. That's a classic. A 1275 Mini. Remember the first time I went in one, I didn't realise a shopping trolley could go that fast, that quick. It was tiny. It was terrifying. At 100 mile an hour. Oh, absolutely terrifying. But the buzz factor was brilliant. You know, and that's what you did back in the day. Now it's just, you have to stick to the speed limits because obviously there's too many cameras now. You can't have fun like you used to. Well, it's funny you should mention that because I had a letter come through yesterday from Norfolk Constabulary, from the community speed team, saying that I was caught speeding at 44 mile an hour in a 30 zone a week last Monday, which is really strange because it says my registration, but at 5:37 in the morning, no way was I in Yarmouth. Believe me, after a day's fishing that I'd had, there's no way I'm going to be getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to drive to Yarmouth to get a speeding ticket. So it looks like there is a van on clone plates driving around Yarmouth. So if you're watching tonight and you clone my plates, pack it in. Because my last van was written off by a stolen car on clone plates, and it's a problem. So if you're on here as well, Norfolk Constabulary, although I've never upset your department, it wasn't me. So there we go. So yeah, I've messaged a strong message to say that, you know, I don't think this should be held against me because it wasn't me. So it just shows you. So do you have point systems on your license if you get done for speeding? Do you? And yes. How many points does it take to get a push bike in America?
7. No, 7. 7. It depends upon the state. If you get 7 points, you usually lose your driver's license. Not permanently, usually for a year. And then at 12, you can't have another driver's license.
All right, okay.
Yeah, so if you drive your car into the canal while drunk after committing a robbery, you won't have a driver's license after that.
In Britain, it's 12 points. 12 points means you've won yourself a push bike, so it's your new mode of transport. Back in 1990-ish, I went to court for my last 3 points to fill up my points card to get my push bike, but they took lenience on me and I didn't, and since then I've been a good boy. I took the other way, but
the big motivator, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, in that respect, that it's 12 points and you get a ban. The length of the ban depends on the judge on how long they're going to give you. Obviously, drinking is minimum of 12-month ban regardless of points.
Right.
Speeding 3 points. So, but they only stay valid for 4 years on your license and they go away.
Yeah, basically.
Same.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same here.
Yeah.
So
you even have defensive driving that you can take, which is a course that helps you get your driver's license back. You know, helps reduce your insurance payments, things like that too.
Do you find insurance expensive in America for cars? Would you say it's? I mean, in the UK,
it's outrageous.
Yeah, it is here as well. I did a quote for my daughter on a really small car today, and the cheapest we can get it is like £1,800. Now, when I was her age, and I'm talking a 2.3 sports coupe, it was £212. We're trying to get her this tiny little car like a Mini, and that's the difference.
Right.
You know,
if you're going to drive an old clunker or a sports car, it's definitely going to affect your insurance payments.
Yeah, in the UK now, if you're young, you get penalised heavily. They do not seem to want young drivers to be able to afford policies.
Right. But you also have to remember, too, when I was on the job, only 1 in 4 cars on the road were insured. So and that, of course, puts a big strain on us that are insured that get into an accident with an uninsured motorist and things like that. So that affects your premiums for your insurance as well.
Yes, it does get hard. I mean, we've all had to pay it. I mean, I'm insuring 3 vehicles, and it's a lot of money. It really is. I mean, as you get older, it's not so bad. It comes down, but for a youngster, I would not want to be a youngster now trying to get an insurance policy, because most of the time, their policy can be 3 times the price of what the car's worth.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You know, and not, I mean, don't get me wrong, when we're young, all younger ones want to experience speed and things like that, but there's a lot of older people that really shouldn't be driving, and they're still getting cheap insurance, so it's a bit of an awkward one. Let's have a look at some of these then.
I'm sorry.
Steve says, I've been collecting points for years, banned 3 times now. Ooh, 12 points in Canada. There we go. Look, I mean, so we come on to a Magnifish channel and we're talking about how many points you need for a push bike. That's really good, this, isn't it?
Well, Steve, how many points did they give you when you were driving around naked with that fish head costume on? Just asking for a friend.
That's most Sundays. Oh, I don't know whether he's going to answer that. The Sherman tank. Phew, blooming hell, for Keith with his Sherman tanks, over 150 grand. Donna, when I had my first car, went on my dad's insurance, and it cost me 30 quid. I tried putting my son on my van insurance, and my van insurance was like £500 a year. With him on it, it's 2.5 grand a year. So looks like I'm driving all the time. Yeah, it's ridiculous, you know, it really is. My kids pay what I pay a month for all my stuff. Exactly, and this is the thing, you know, it's like they don't want youngsters to drive anymore. You know, you couldn't get a young person in a decent car, because by the time you bought the car and paid the insurance, I mean, it's thousands and thousands of pounds. And I think that anything like that, my opinion is that I think if they have a year free, no accidents, no claims, they should get some money back. Because you've charged them extra because they're young, thinking they're going to make the mistakes. Why should they pay for everyone else's mistakes? But unfortunately, that's the way it goes. So, right, I think I've rambled on enough tonight, to be honest with you. But it's been absolutely brilliant having you two on here. So, for anyone that's just joined, running a bit late, we have SJ and Cliff. They're our Outcast sponsors from America. SJ makes soap. Cliff camps in the cold. He's on YouTube in the field with Sarge. Not always cold. Sometimes it's just windy and raining, and he does get occasional bit of sun. I forgot to. You didn't tell everyone where you were from.
I was born and raised in New York. I currently live in Colorado.
And I was born and raised outside of Chicago, and we're in Colorado.
Well, I'd hope so. Otherwise, it's a very good mix you've done on the video editing tonight.
Yeah.
So you have moved around a lot, but yes, you are brilliant. We really appreciate it, and thank you for everything that you two do for us as well. You know, we appreciate you as well. So obviously we had a little chat, group therapy earlier, which just turned crazy and silly like it normally does, but it was real nice speaking to you both. I know we've got the Peakies on here and Steve, the other people you sponsor, and we do appreciate it, and we are proud to wear your logo. But thank you very much. So thank you everybody for joining us. Don't forget to someone don't want me to go. Right, tomorrow night, check out on YouTube at 7 o'clock, because there's an extra video going up tomorrow. It's one of lost footage which I found from June 2019. So I'm going to put that up tomorrow. So check that out as well. It's just going to be a bonus one in the middle there. That is one that me and Dan was on. I actually looked a bit younger with a bit more hair. So, I mean, we are going back a while now. I mean, a whole 2 years. I mean, but check that out. All I want to say is, Dan, good luck with your new adventures. I really hope that, you know, you enjoy your recreational combat. And if you need any tips, give Cliff a ring, because I'm sure he'll be able to tell you how to hide. But yeah, I'm sure you're going to do well. Also, check out his YouTube channel, Music Brag. And this ain't the end of Dan, this is the new beginning. So good luck to you, mate, and I will speak to you soon. don't forget then, tomorrow night's video, join us on Sunday. We're going live. We're going to an area we've never done before, so it's going to be something new. So we're going to be popping in, joining by a few people and meeting some people we've never met before as well. So it's going to be an interesting day. If not, don't forget next Wednesday. It was Aaron, by the way, not me, causing havoc in Birmingham. But really good of you to join us tonight. Appreciate it all. Thank you again, Cliff and SJ. You've been wonderful. And we will catch you all tomorrow evening and Sunday. Thanks for joining.